Welcome back to another episode of Our Humble Podcast. I'm your host, GT. I have with me my ride or die, most amazing co-host, Christina. How you doing today?
Great. It's a great.
Nice.
Tired, but great.
It's been a long weekend.
Yes.
A very long weekend. We're moving, so that's fun stuff that's been going on in our life, and trying to work and kids and church and
Unpack.
good vibes and unpack in the midst of all of that. It's a lot. But we have a really cool guest here today. This is one of, I don't know if I'd be who I am today if it wasn't for your influence.
Oh man, appreciate that.
Yeah. Bobby of Anderson Pride. Super excited to have you on the show. Have a chance to sit down and really ask some questions that I really don't know. This will be my first time talking to you about a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. And even though we've been friends and doing stuff together for years, a long time, now we get to dive a little deeper.
Yeah, we get to slow down too.
Slow down.
It's always 100 miles an hour when we're together.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's what I think, Ricardo, we were making that point. Like every time we get together, we're working, and technically we still are today, but at least it's not, we don't have to focus on making sure things sound good.
Yeah, running cables, mic checks, and all our guests are where they're supposed to be. Yeah.
Yep. Facilitating events and all of that jazz. Yeah. Cool.
It's good to be here.
It's good to have you, man. We were just talking about Good Vibes, and I still love, I think your family was the first band that we had for Good Vibes.
It was.
Wow.
Anderson Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, we're rocking that new Good Vibes merch.
I love it.
Roaring Summer.
So you know I'm getting one.
Yes, sir. We're ready, man. We're taking orders. And this one's cool. We've been holding on to it for a couple years, but we just connected on it. You're talking about Anderson Pride. Your logo is the lion.
Yeah.
The Lion's Pride, right? Lions have always been like something dear to me too, because they're the king of the jungle.
Right.
I need to wake up that inner lion in me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got this design last year, and it just wasn't the right time. So now we're ready to launch it, and excited to see some Good Vibes Lions all around the city.
That's the goal, yeah.
Yes, sir. So, Bobby, man, where do we start? Christina, where do we start? Oh, yeah. See, it's been so long. I did not come prepared with the icebreaker. Nope, I don't have one. What was your first instrument?
My first instrument?
Yeah.
Clarinet.
Really?
Yeah, I played the clarinet in school.
Wow.
Hated it.
Really?
Yeah, totally hated it.
Why?
I just, because I wanted to be a saxophone player.
Saxophone, that's where
So when I asked to be a saxophone player, they said, we already got all the saxophone players we need, but hey, you play the clarinet and then we'll bump you up to the saxophone, which of course never happened. School. It's school. You know?
Was that high school?
No, man, that was like elementary, grade school. Yeah, lower levels.
I remember elementary school, we had recorders.
Yeah.
We didn't have like the actual instrument. I mean, the recorder's the actual instrument.
Yeah.
But like everybody had recorders.
Yep.
And I played saxophone in high school.
You did?
I did.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So you never picked it up?
No, never did. And then I played the violin. That's just something your parents kind of make you do. And
I played the violin.
yeah. And since my parents made me do it, I made my kids do it too. But he's still playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still playing the violin.
It's amazing.
And he does concerts, and he's still doing big things with it. So we're really proud of him. Even he doesn't want to do it, but he's quite verbal. Saying, I don't want to do this. I'm like, well, when you move out,
Then you can make your own choices.
you can do your own
Start
thing.
paying bills.
Does he play the traditional violin or like the electric?
No, he wants the electric one, but I'm not going to invest in that if you're not already
Right, you don't want to
playing. You don't even want to play the traditional one. So yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
that happened. So, but yeah, that was my Those were all my first instruments, and the bass guitar is the first one that I actually said, you know, I had been wanting to do it the whole time I was in the Marine Corps, but I didn't think it would travel well. But then I started seeing other people, you know, they travel with their instruments, and one day I just went to the store without any knowledge of anything, and I bought a bass guitar and an amp and went home and started playing it.
Life's never been the same.
And it hasn't been the same. It changed everything.
So you were in you said Marine?
I was in the Marines.
In the Marines when it happened, so you were an adult. How long
But I didn't
ago?
start playing the bass till I got out of the Marines.
Okay.
I
You just had
developed a desire to do it while I was in the Marines. And once I got out, it hasn't been that many years. I've only been playing it for probably like 4 years now.
it. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I bought it right before COVID.
Wow.
What?
Yeah,
Right.
Your bass?
yeah.
But
I
what were
just
you doing
started playing the
before
bass.
that? Because you were in the band.
I was just, as soon as I bought the bass, like
You
6
started
months
the band.
later, we started the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like just on the fast track, you know, and I started writing my songs, you know, I played some strings I like, and I was like, and then I would write the song. So that's changed everything, the style of music, but all the music that I had, like when you first met me,
You were producing.
I did everything, all my digital instruments.
Gotcha.
So I would do everything one instrument at a time.
Yeah, like MIDI.
Yep,
Keyboard.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So did all of that, and all that music I did with my oldest son, Raw J. You met him.
Yeah.
That all then, you know, that's kind of what we were doing. I just was writing the songs, and
He
we were
performed.
performing and going around different churches and stuff.
Your family's so cool, man.
Thanks.
I'm glad that we get to call you guys friends
Yeah,
and to watch your kids grow. I remember like Oakland when he was just a little guy
yeah,
before he started gigging, and now like he's keeping you guys going like just
Yeah.
about every weekend.
yeah. He's actually got nominated at the Omaha Playhouse,
What?
like a Best New Actor. So at the end of July, he's going to be doing a cameo performance from School of Rock.
Nice.
Yeah, and we'll see if he wins or not. Yeah.
He got nominated because of his performance. in
He
School
got
of Rock?
nominated from his performance for School of Rock.
Okay, I remember he was doing that.
Yeah.
We weren't able to make that show,
Yeah.
but it sounded super cool.
So he's doing that, and he's doing Battle of the Bands with the Omaha Conservatory.
Nice.
Yeah, so busy.
Busy. Wow. So let's talk about your like music is a big part of your family,
Yes.
right? It's a big part of your life.
Yes.
Back to elementary school, you started playing an instrument.
Hmm.
What was like the culture of music in your family growing up?
Well, my mom always sang in church choirs.
Church choir.
I sang in the choir.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you want to?
no.
Me neither. But we did it.
Yeah, we did it, and I was fortunate that the people, everybody's not a good choir director,
Yeah.
and I tip my hat to anybody who tries to be a choir director. That's not an easy gig, man. That's a bunch of knucklehead kids that don't want to be there.
Right.
But I've always known people that somehow managed to bring, make us, once we showed up, we wanted to do it. And then we wanted to sing in front of the church, and it worked out. And to this day, my mom is still singing in the same church choir.
Do you sing in church?
No.
You're more on the tech side?
What's that now?
You're more on the tech side?
Yeah,
or-
I work the sound system in the back, and then when we play as a band, and sometimes I'll come in. If somebody asks me to do something, music wise, I do. So I've played at a few other churches, but I prefer now to play my bass when I go to a different church. That's what I prefer now.
You can come play at Doyle.
What's that?
You can come play at Doyle.
I will.
Yeah.
Anywhere I'm invited, I go.
Yes.
We would love to have you.
So are you from Omaha?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Wichita, but I spent most of my life. I graduated from Northwest High School, so I've been
Okay.
in Omaha forever. You said okay, like you don't like Northwest.
I mean, Central,
Ah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. Everybody goes to Central. Yeah. My oldest graduated from Central too.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've name dropped a few kids here. How many children do you have total?
3.
3?
Mm.
All boys?
Yeah, yeah. It worked out. God answers prayers.
Nice. I wanted a girl, so I got my lyric.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God does answer prayers.
I just, I totally respect dads with their daughters, but I didn't think I'd be a good dad for a daughter.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I just think it's tougher,
Yeah.
And then I just think it's tougher. And, I chickened out and I was like, I don't want this burden. God, all boys, please answer this prayer.
Yeah.
And he did. I got 3 boys, so.
He did. You got 3 amazing boys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Cool. So let's talk about your faith, because I mean I want to, but I don't want to say that I don't know if we would have the relationship that we have today. We wouldn't if we didn't connect on that spiritual level.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think one thing, you were probably the first Christian DJ I met, even before Flyness, and I was like, man, like, I've been DJing the music and like the stuff, entertainment in the park.
Oh, that's what I was just gonna say. What was that thing that we used to do
Yeah.
downtown in the
And I
park?
think you even helped out with the garden when Alan was running that.
Yep.
Because you managed that venue. So you grew up in church. Faith's always been part of your life.
Yeah.
When you left home, how was that? Because like that's.
Oh, that's funny. So leaving church, going into the Marine Corps, everyone in church tried to talk me out of it. And it was like, you're just voluntarily jumping into the belly of the beast doing that. And I was an accomplished artist. I had won national art competitions back to back, and I got scholarship offers and everything all in the field of art. So leaving, people were like, I guess afraid that I'd lose my desire to be part of the ministry, which was the exact opposite. I wanted to do the hardest thing I possibly could do, which I thought was join the Marine Corps. And then in my mind, I wanted to be able to show that I could, I could still be just as tough in the ministry and spread the word while still doing the hardest thing mentally and physically, the most challenging that I could do. So my favorite character in the Bible has always been Job.
Wow.
So I wanted to be tested.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you what, man, you get in there and you call yourself going to save some people. And they're like, who are you? You don't know anything, and then all these different people tell you, their version of how things are and with their ministry. And it was, I could have taken the mindset that I'm right and you're wrong and just made a lot of enemies. But, God impressed upon me to listen to other people, regardless of where they came from, what their backgrounds were. And I think that being in the military, it changed my view of the ministry in a positive way and a lot of life. People go through a lot, man. People go through a lot and still have that faith in God. I hadn't been through nothing. I didn't even know what it meant to have faith in God.
Right.
I just like paper soldier,
Yeah.
So
So
it was the best
tested
thing that
you.
ever happened. Oh, I got tested, man. I got tested.
Build character.
Oh, everything, man.
Put some meat on the bones.
It was, I prayed more and harder than I'd ever done, so.
That's great that, like you said, it took the opposite. It could have broken your faith, but instead it built it up.
Yeah.
And it also built you up. The fact that you like willingly went and did the toughest thing that you could do while also being challenged in your faith, like that's huge, man. And I wish I could say that I was manly enough to do that.
It's just, young hubris. Like I said, everybody saw me as, I was like a tiny person. I've always been a super tiny person. You know, when you look at me, I think I may have barely weighed 100 pounds when I joined the Marine Corps.
Wow.
And to constantly receive all the negativity that I always had in school, and then the Marine Corps is my chance to prove myself. And then you walk in the door and people are like, "Are you even supposed to be here?
Are you old enough?
Are you old enough?" You know, and then getting that most of my life. But you know, so overcoming all that and continually moving forward. So I was mostly a loner, you know, most of my life because I was never as tall as everyone else.
Are you taller than me?
What's that?
Are you taller than me?
I may be now. Believe it or not, I didn't grow to the height I am now till I probably hit my 30s.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I was still growing in
Right.
my 30s.
I've been the same height since high school.
Wow, most people, I think most people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
How long were you in the Marines?
20 years.
Thanks for your service too.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
time.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So is that retirement?
Yeah, I retired.
Nice.
Yep.
That's great. Nice. So art, like I feel like you like live art. Like just looking at you, you
Yeah.
are a piece of art.
I get that a lot. I get that a lot.
Right? But I guess that's never been something that like we've talked about. You know, we talk about the music is mostly what it is, and then we do stuff together on a technical, like setting up audio for Entertainment in the Park, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what does that expression look like in your life today? Like, what is
Still,
art?
I try to I don't try to be different than anybody else, but I go when I see something I like, I put it on, you know, or I'll buy it. Some nights I wake up in the middle of the night and I draw something that instantly comes to my mind, and then put it on a burner for when I'm going to recreate it. I did a lot of animation,
Right.
so I want to go back to school. I have never been to school, but I'm going to try to go to school for animation once my youngest starts going to school. I want to get back really heavy into the art, but
Do you paint?
paint, draw. I used to airbrush for a company in Japan. I used to do shows,
That's cool.
for carnivals, festivals, and stuff like that.
Oh, like the characters?
Yeah,
Caricatures?
I did that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
and people used the lineup, and the guy, you know, they give you templates, and you give it to them, and it's like that's not art, man. So I do the
It's free,
template,
isn't
and then I do a little
Flair
extra.
on it.
So each shirt can't be the same for me because that's not art. No two people can have the same thing. If
Yeah.
I did it,
I like
it's not
it.
art. Everything has to be. So when at first he's like, "Dude, you got to paint faster. You got 50 people in line." I was like, "Yeah, but nobody else has anybody in line." What does that tell you?
Right. They're
Nice.
willing
They're willing to
The
wait in line
quality.
for one of my paintings.
Oh, okay.
And then when we ran out of T-shirts, people were coming over with, you know, just say, "Please, just
Their
paint
shirt.
paint on my back."
That
You know,
is
and he'd be like,
awesome.
"Dude, we're closing down," and I would just airbrush my initials on people's shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's open a store, man. Why are you not doing that now?
I did. I custom painted motorcycles. I still have all the paintings most of the paintings are the ones I did. I painted one right before I left here and went to Japan, and it was my wife was on it. I airbrushed her on the motorcycle, and when I got to Japan, this guy offered to buy it from me, and I was like, "Dude, that's my wife."
Right. Ride a bike with my wife on it? Like,
And I told my wife, she's like, "How much is he's offering you?" And I told her, she said, "Sell the motorcycle."
Made an offer. I cannot resist.
So I
That's
kept
awesome.
selling them. I kept going to the junkyard and I would buy a motorcycle, build it up, paint it, and sell it. And that was just hobby.
Yeah.
I just had to keep creating new things. So not so much art anymore, more music than art now, but it used
sure.
to be all art.
But music is an expression of art. Like,
That's the way I see it.
yeah, I saw something recently that like really just put it into words, and I don't remember how it was placed, but there's a couple thoughts. Okay, right? So art is an expression that people have that helps people to feel whatever it is that you're trying to express, right? And then I saw another post that said that art is decorating space and music is
I like
decorating
that.
time,
I like that.
right?
I like that.
That is so deep.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way, but it's so true. The cool thing about a song is it takes you this time to build it, right? And it takes a lot more time to build it than that actual song is,
Yes.
but that song can be replayed millions of
Yes.
times.
Yes. Yes. I have
Decorating
definitely,
time.
I can definitely say making music to me is more artistically fulfilling. You know, I make my paintings, I make my drawings, I do these things, and you know, I have some in my house, and I got stuff all over the place, and I'm happy with what I did, and I've given away so many things and sold so many things, but music, like you said, man, we're still jamming out on stuff we made years and years ago,
Right.
and then meeting you, you know, working with One Life, you know,
Love that guy.
you guys just help, you know, in my opinion, elevate my thought process in music
Wow.
and what I'm trying to communicate. And I listen to your music and I listen to your message. And, you know, we've had this discussion before. The beats mean nothing to me. It means nothing to me.
It's the lyrics.
The lyrics is the message.
Yeah.
You know, you take the music away, you still have the message. You take the message away and you just have an instrumental.
I love a good instrumental.
Right, right. That's a really good point, that the expression just with the music, just the instrumental, is not nearly as clear as it can be with the lyrics. For me, it's both. I have to have music that I feel to be able to.
Oh, yeah.
If it like just something that I don't really resonate with, like it's really hard for me to even get into the mode to like start writing to it.
Yeah.
But like real low frequencies, subs, bass, like I have to have like a strong like.
I know that
bassy
about your
presence in
music.
the
Yeah.
yeah. But then it's also good to have the lighter side, you know, for like uplifting songs or just trying to help people feel hopeful or joy. You know?
Yeah.
It's a balance.
Do you write first and then create a beat, or you write to the beat?
So, put me on a spot. I actually stole all my beats. I had some given to me, but like most of the songs that I've released is why I release them as mixtapes. Is I just find an instrumental that like I really dig on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I write to it.
Right.
What I'm working on now is taking the former songs I released as mixtapes and putting new instrumentals on them. Songs I haven't released, I'm getting instrumentals produced so that I can release singles. Ronin was a single because someone gave me a beat.
Right.
And yeah, now that we have an office and I actually have someone that's interested in making beats, we'll be getting to like producing more like authentic expressions and music that we can actually promote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pressure.
But your words are still uplifting, motivating, educational.
Gotta have a message.
You know,
Yeah.
your message is inspiring, you know, and it's just another reason from like the first time I heard, you know, your message, you know, it's like, I was like, yeah, this guy, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants to say.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
you're not afraid to put yourself out there. And you obviously, it looks like you obviously are enjoying what you're saying. You mean what you're saying. And, you know, the expression. So, yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The word is actually a reason why I have problems performing that song Sauce. Because it was intentionally written from a place of ego. And it's not like, some of the lyrics are like, party like a Saturday, or like on a stage like a Saturday, ain't got time for you, talk to me another day. I'm speaking those things, and I want people to come and talk to me after my performance about my music, and it's like I'm already telling you I don't have time for you. Like, and that's not where my heart is now. And it's
Yeah.
not the music that I want to be performing. So
Yeah.
continue to innovate and release some new stuff.
All of it's an
Continue
evolution,
writing.
man.
Right.
All of it
That's
is
so
growth.
true.
Yeah. If you're not growing, I mean, what are you doing?
You're stagnant.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that you're moving past that song. While I adore you, that song just grosses me out.
Dripping sauce.
I know,
Yeah.
and you're usually like in it, so you're already starting to like sweat and just like you're just like dripping, and it's just
But it's beautiful. I mean, it's just you can go back and look at all the songs that he's done, and with that library, it's like, where were you mentally when you did this?
It's all there. Yeah.
Yeah,
where
just
were
like
where were we driving to? Were we?
Minnesota.
Yeah, when we were driving to Minnesota, he was like playing like some of his like very, very first music.
Yeah.
And like he was over there
Genesis.
just like cracking up, and I'm like, wow, like that's wild. And you can
yeah,
just like the energy from it, like you can tell like
So
is this a
different.
good time? Is it not a good time?
yeah. My first mixtapes probably, that's not something I probably would want to share with anyone.
No.
Uh,
No.
from when I was early in the Marine Corps and first starting to DJ. Some of the things that you do with opportunities, you kind of can go back and say, I don't regret anything, because everything I did was part of a growth process that put me where I am today, and I'm not going to be here maybe 10 years from now, 5 years or next month.
Yeah.
But the problem was living a life. I've always been told I'm tiny and I can't do this and I can't do. I got in a lot of fights, I had a lot of drama, and when I want to do something, I'm 100 into it, and I wanted to DJ, and then finally getting that opportunity to start DJing in clubs and stuff like that. You don't even know you've lost yourself.
Right.
You've lost yourself to that goal.
Mm.
And then you don't even think about who benefits from this goal. Yeah. Who benefits from this goal? Who benefited from me, DJing in the nightclubs?
Yeah.
People in the clubs have fun.
Yeah, they had a
have to
good
turn
time,
But what life did you give?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, the first club I DJ'd in, I was told that I couldn't play rap music in it, because that's the way things were.
That's
Like,
crazy.
you couldn't play rap music. Imagine that now. You couldn't play rap music. So you know what I played as soon as I got on the ones and twos? I played rap music.
That's hilarious.
And
Rebel.
I remember I played, what is it called? I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. That it starts like, get busy, y'all. I can't remember the name of it. It's old, but it was the Pee Wee Herman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I played that song, and like people just like just on the dance floor, the place
That's
was,
hilarious.
and people were calling people. And it was like, there's somebody in the
gotta calm
club.
down here.
I was on bass. You couldn't play rap music on bass, so I was in a bass club,
Oh,
and everybody was, and then just more and more people were coming, and I just kept playing and playing.
that's funny.
And at the end of the night,
Oh,
the manager came
bass,
over
that's
to
right.
me, and he was like, you must, you didn't get the memo, you can't play
So,
rap music in the clubs.
It's like I did get the memo.
And I was like, well, most of the things I have is rap music.
Right.
And he was like, he said, you did a good job. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's keep them on a hanger. We come back to this story.
So, but the thing is, they made money by people coming on a night that no one normally came to the club.
That makes sense. So
I just was like,
Yeah.
instead of me doing something I thought, yes, I just made the clubs some money that they didn't normally make, and I got all these people together, and at the end of the day, what did I achieve? What message did I
That's
say?
true.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna have to end this episode. That's the end of our first part of our interview with Bobby, and we'll be back. Those watching on TV, you know, you gotta wait till next week. But if you catch the archive after it airs on KPAO, we'll be right back. So, Our Humble Podcast. We'll see you soon. And we are back. Welcome back to another episode of Our Humble Podcast. If you're listening to the archive, then you're still here. Welcome back. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Christina.
And I'm here with the host, GT.
Hey, thank you. I didn't say my name. Nice. And we're here interviewing Bobby. Is Bobby Anderson? Do you have a stage name? Bobby Anderson?
I just go by Bobby. Everybody knows. So at this point, it's not even worth coming up with one. So
Right.
everybody knows me as Bobby. So, yeah.
We're here with Bobby. Shout out to Anderson Pride.
Thank you.
We were just telling a story about your time on bass and how you got into DJing and the lack of impact that came from DJing.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's why I appreciate the Christian DJs because like music is super important for me. I when I first started listening to hip hop, like Lil Wayne was like one of my favorite artists, and I started listening to stuff that he's actually saying in his music after I got saved, and I had to like reconcile in my heart that this isn't stuff that I believe or really need to be hearing.
Yeah.
So I don't listen to Lil Wayne anymore. Sometimes I get that itch and I just go back and listen to No Ceilings or something.
Yeah.
Like he's super talented, but like the reason I make Christian hip hop and not just hip hop is because one, the faith is important, and the impact that my words have on my children or someone else's children.
Yeah.
That's why we run a family-friendly open mic. Like I want to bring the families, but I also want it to be an environment of like life-giving and positivity. Right. I don't want to hear whatever crazy stuff they're saying in the hip hop these days.
Yeah.
So you're still DJing?
Yep. Still do, and I still DJ. Right now.
What does that look like now? Because I know COVID.
It's a little bit different, but I still have. I DJ at schools.
Oh, cool.
So the same people that I was DJing for before, I still do. So a few schools still call me up. I appreciate that, and
that's awesome.
I like to show them that I also, I appreciate what they're doing too. So, when they call me, I still show up for that.
You know who else is doing some cool stuff in schools? Drill Roach.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Have you gone with him on any of this?
I have not,
Dude,
but that's one super positive dude, man. That dude's like a walking battery.
For real.
That dude will just charge you up, man. You thought you were like, feeling motivated and positive, and this dude would walk up to you and just like boom, and just have you want to run up on somebody and say, "Do you know about Jesus?" This dude was like, yeah.
And he's so calculated and intentional in the things that he does.
Is he at Eagles Nest?
Effective.
Because I've seen him there when I go to Eagles Nest. I see him there sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing a show at Sozo now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Hilarious Hope, I think is like his thing.
He's funny.
It's so funny, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good. So that's going on. I want to say they're doing Fridays, and we had some scheduling with like Good Vibez is at Sozo on Fridays too. We need to just come together and do something together. I think it'd be super dope.
Yeah.
But since you're in the schools, I just thought that would be a really good connection. When I went, he had Flyness with him, and that may be his DJ that he takes with him. I also know Flyness is super busy and won't be able to make everything.
Yeah.
So, and just like we were talking about earlier, it's nice that we have options for MCs, we have options for DJs, we have options for poets. Like our network is starting to grow
Yeah.
so that we can have influence in different places simultaneously.
Yeah. We got to find a way to start bringing in like some middle school, some high school kids and introducing them and getting them on the mic to take over this whole thing, you know,
We have
for
some
the future.
new cats.
Yeah.
We have some new cats
So
coming
like
around.
my son, he is like, you know, Oakland plays the guitar.
Yeah.
So I wrote a song for him and had him rap. And we were sitting in the studio and he said a few lines and I turned everything off and I looked at him and said, "Are you serious? You have heard everyone rap everywhere you go, and that's what you're saying on the mic? That's what you got?" And he just started laughing. He said, "I can't rap."
That's so funny.
I said, "Just play the guitar." Just play the guitar.
That's funny.
So
I think though, it's a muscle, it's a skill. Like it's developed over time.
yeah, it must be.
Bro, if you heard like the first rap I ever wrote, even before Genesis, I was like middle school, and I was in St. Louis when I like first got introduced to hip hop. My cousin, kid is like super talented. Is 2 years younger than me. I don't know why I'm calling him a kid, but he was a kid at the time. He is super talented and like he's really good at like coming up with the rhymes and like freestyle, and he's got the flow and the energy, the swag, all of it. He was rapping, and I wanted to be like him, so I started writing, and it was trash. He laughed at me, and I never wrote again until I started writing like, what is it, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, even when I started rapping, I like had a coach. This dude, How to Rap Drew, he's still making YouTube videos too. I just found him the other day. He has like a whole community on Facebook that he coaches people in rap.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's got tons of videos and he like dissects it and gives people assignments. Like some of the songs that I have were because of that. I don't know if I play any of those today, but yeah, because of like just my affiliation with him and him forcing me to write. Yeah, but yeah, it's a skill that can be developed. It just takes time and intentionality.
Well, it's a lot.
If
that,
that's what he
goes into
wants.
it. Like your like muscle memory, like to remember all those words
Right.
so fast. The muscles in your mouth to be able to move that fast. you
Yeah.
know?
I used to really have to, you know, BJ, when he started rapping, I would rap everything out first,
Okay.
and then I would give him the song, and he would just listen to it over and over and over and over
Yeah.
and over and over.
That's
And once he started memorizing the song, you know, maybe a month later, I'd have him come in the studio and give me, and I'd say, "Don't do what I did. Give me your version," you know. And then I would explain to him, you know, do you even know what this message means? Do you know what's being said here?
Yes.
And we would sit down and go line by line, because I want him to get mentally into it and deliver the best that he possibly could do. So he's been doing it since he was 7.
Wow.
So, and then he's been performing that, like at 7 and 8 years old, he's performing. And year by year, you know, he got more and more into it. He won every contest he ever went in, he won.
nice.
Yeah, and he's just,
That's awesome.
yeah, he just was like, and then he became like just the energy level. But then, you know, I thought when you were saying like what your lyrics, like "Don't come talk to me" and stuff like that, he doesn't want anyone to talk to him. And it's not like an ego or anything. He doesn't know what to tell you.
We're just like introverted people.
Yeah.
Really. Like I do a decent job of having conversations with people because I've also had to develop that. Being at Amway like taught me the skills to. Yeah, I was at Amway.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, jeez.
That's why I'm in Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's another story, man.
Yep. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like, you know, people who are naturally extroverted, like they get energized when they're around a lot of people. I am able to like hold conversations and interact, engage with people, but after a while of like just talking, I just need to go sit. Like I'm all talked out. Let me go
Yeah.
chill for a little bit, take a nap maybe.
Yeah.
So I totally get that, and it's the same thing. Like what you're coming to talk to me. What were we trying to accomplish? Just building a relationship. Okay, follow me. Message me. Like
Yeah.
what were we trying to accomplish?
Right.
I don't know. I feel that it's weird because like as an artist, like you should have some sort of relationship
Yeah.
with the people that you want to engage with your stuff.
Yeah.
But what does that look like? Because I have family and work and even people in my life I don't talk. I mean, I don't know the last time we talked other than like planning this or
Yeah.
other stuff. Like even what we try to accomplish.
Yeah. And I go, like my wife will abandon me in a heartbeat because I talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, all the time.
That's me.
I'm looking you in your eyes and we're having a conversation right now about anything. And every time we go out
Conversation.
and like, it's funny how you're starting off and saying like, I like art, and that starts it, like with the clothes I'm wearing, somebody says, hey, and then it's on,
I first thought when I saw you today, I was like, I wonder how much that necklace weighs.
Oh, it's not,
I actually like the weight. Thank you for this, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
It's
This was a
way
gift.
lighter than I thought
Yeah.
it was gonna be.
yeah, it weighs
in on
nothing. Yeah, it's,
Here we go. This was really nice. Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, I
it's
have
got the
like
line on it.
dozens of these different
So does
sizes.
she usually like stick with you for like a couple minutes, but then when
No.
she realizes you're
No.
just going, she's
She
out?
bails.
They've been together
instantly.
for a while now. They've got their flow now.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been married?
We just celebrated like 15 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And she, we got our chemistry. And she dances, she African Culture Connection. She travels all over the place. She opens up a lot of other opportunities for me, and people talk to me. We just did a big show for ACC, and I helped out with a little bit of sound stuff. I've done some camera work for them
Nice.
in the past, and I just try to help out. Like you said, it's all art, and I try to get involved in as much art as I possibly can. But at the same time, the kids. Most of my time is in doing stuff, preparing for my kids, and getting them ready for stuff like Leo right now is doing drum and piano.
Nice.
He's getting ready to be part of that band. We're trying to write him into the next shows that we're going to do for assisted living communities.
Oh, nice.
They can't come out, so we're going to go to them. And we're going to
there
bring
you
them
go.
a show.
That's
So
awesome.
we're putting together shows for that.
What about the jails? Would you ever go in the jails?
What's that?
Jail.
Jail?
Yeah. Into the jails and play?
I don't know what that is.
Like prison.
prison.
Jail?
Oh,
Yeah.
jails. I thought you said
Jail.
gels, like G.
Jail.
J.
It's like,
Oh, jails?
really?
Yeah, I would
AILS.
definitely do that. Yeah,
Right.
most definitely. If I ever had the opportunity to perform, yeah, I would definitely do that.
I'm working on something. A lady from our church has a connection, so just trying
Yeah.
to get plugged in.
Oh, definitely. I'd be 100% all in that. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but could we talk about Amway?
Oh, yeah. So I got hooked up in Amway when I was in Washington State.
Okay.
It didn't last long. Yeah, it didn't last long. I just,
Like how long?
I think I did it for maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was my best customer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're supposed to.
I
be.
thought everything was just like awesome. I thought the products and everything, they had me, man.
Right.
They sell you on there.
And
they are good products.
I could never really get other people,
Right.
But I did negotiate some really big contracts that they with the military actually that ended up falling through because of legalities and stuff.
They're
But if
corporate.
I had made it happen, I probably would still be doing that now. But once that fell through, I was like, I'm just gonna keep buying the products myself. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. And
That's
you?
Why I'm in Omaha, as I said earlier. So when I was in college, one of the guys from Omaha, I think he's from Iowa, but he moved to Omaha probably for Amway. He came to my college, and I don't know, somebody I was playing football with had given my number, and like he was contacting me, and Amway changed my life. Like I got saved because of Amway. Going to one of their conferences
There
on
you
Sunday
go.
morning, they
Yeah.
do non-denominational church service, which is super cool. And then, so got saved through there, and then really had my perspective expanded about finances. Like I didn't know anything other than what I grew up with, which was like poor family, and my dad worked, and when he wasn't able to work, he was on disability. So like not a whole lot of ambition financially. But then I learned that like they're self-made millionaires.
Yep.
Like there's
Yeah.
people who can, however they do it, there's lots of ways to it too, have created a fortune for themselves and their families, and have changed like the future of their family. And I want that.
Yeah.
I wanted that. I bought into it and everything, and ended up leaving college because I thought I was going to be a millionaire in like 4 years. But then I wanted to leave Iowa because I wasn't in college and didn't really have a very good support system there. But I didn't want to go back to St. Louis. So team was here, and
Yeah.
it's history from there.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about like finances, mindset,
Yeah.
self-development sort of stuff. But like you said, the products, I was my own best
Yeah.
customer. I just not
You can't
a
be mad at those
salesperson.
products, man.
Yeah,
Say what negative, positive, whatever about the Amway, but like you just said, it's just a positive environment.
yeah,
It's a super positive environment. And, I've been going to church since I was a little kid, but, going to a non-denominational church, going to something different than, pews and a sort of set environment, and you say, this is what a church looks like. Going to something different, and you're like, how is this church? And then once people start preaching, and once the atmosphere grabs you, it's like, my church is never this exciting, this dynamic.
alive.
You're
Yeah.
like, this is awesome. I never want this to end.
Right.
And yeah,
Man.
it's a game changer,
I
man.
cried. I remember there
As you
was
should.
hundreds of people. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like just being like really feeling God's presence in that moment. It was just nuts. Like one of the most intense feelings ever.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
When you get into the right environment, and that makes you look into your own soul, and if there's a speaker or an environment that makes you want to do better and live an intentional lifestyle, that's not wrong. You got to run with that and let that change you and embrace it, and not look at it later and it's like, man, that was just for that moment. That's supposed to change your life forever.
Yeah,
You just let it.
it did for sure. So what are you learning these days? Like what lesson is life teaching you right now?
Every time I get an opportunity, like you said, I talk to everybody to be positive, and without actually looking at total strangers and saying, I love you for who you are, everything that I say has to be uplifting and positive.
Nice.
Whether it's, the person, when I get my coffee or I eat, at the fast food restaurant, I always greet everybody with something kind, say something kind, regardless of what they say. And I'm kind of like trying to stay on that intentional living kick to be positive to everybody and let God take care of everything after that,
Nice.
Because
all you can control is what you put out.
Yeah. For some people, I might be the first black person they ever talk to. So I have to still be me, and there's no stereotypical version of me. I'm still me. And I can't try to be black or anything else. I'm just me. So I'm not going to meet people, when I see people, I'm not going to change who I am to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not a stereotypical person in any way, shape, or form, but the life that I have lived made me who I am. So even though I'm 100% uplifting and supportive of the Black community, you know, people matter. Everyone matters.
Yeah.
So that being said, you know, just any type of conversation that people want to have, I'm there for it. Because you can't have a meaningful conversation with people if they're not your friend. And so I'm friendly, and I'm going to stay that way. You're not going to ruffle my feathers and say hateful things and just like, no, they know. It's unfortunate that's your standpoint and that's your view, but everybody's entitled to their own view.
Right.
So I don't have to sit here and listen to it anymore, but good luck.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the music, everything I'm doing, I'm trying to make sure that I let the Holy Spirit lead me to be positive when I don't want to be positive, to say positive words regardless of how I feel that day or what's going on in my life. I'm still going to say, how you doing, man? How you feeling? And I could talk forever, as my wife always reminds me. So I also let other people lead the conversation when I'm just out in general public, and I'll just say, how you doing? What you been up to?
Do you ever sit down and have conversations with T?
What's that?
With T?
No, I
T
haven't.
brother?
Nah, that
Go
dude.
back and watch the first episode.
Yeah, you guys. But that's what it reminds me of. Like,
Nah, me and that dude, we would be talking till the sun went down.
Yeah.
I already know, and I just let him go ahead and say what he has to say, because he's once again, I like his ministry, I like his energy, and the things that you guys say, and when I go to your shows and when I do things, you know, they're tidbits that I add to my own life and to my, you know, my own ministry, and I say, you know, I have to be careful what you pray for. Like, I don't pray for patience anymore, because God will send crazy people after you to test you. And God, don't test me.
Build the patience by
Yeah,
practicing it.
You don't even know what you're asking for sometimes. So I'm very
Right.
strategic. I don't ask for anything too much anymore when I pray. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I woke up.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for everything. I'm just thankful, thankful, thankful. So
There's
I thank
always-
God for everything, and that's my prayers. Thank you, God, for my family and my friends, my life, and the people I come across. But yeah, I stopped asking for patience, man. It's dangerous.
Attitude of gratitude. Attitude of gratitude sets the standard, sets the altitude for living. Attitude of gratitude sets the altitude for living. So leading with gratitude in your prayers, like that,
your specific prayers.
always something to be thankful for.
Always, man.
Are we aware of it, looking for it, and appreciative of it?
Yeah.
I think it's easy to get caught up in like what you don't have,
Yeah,
you know, and
Yeah.
we stop focusing on just like,
what we do.
yeah, that we had that discussion when we moved, you know, and we were just talking about like, just be thankful for the four walls, you know.
Yeah.
Many people actually don't even have the four walls. So, yeah, just being
I got
grateful
a
and
flat
blessed
tire
for-
in a rainstorm, and my son was like, you know, this is horrible. I said, no, it's not. I said, I'm thankful that I have a spare tire.
Nice.
I'm thankful that I have the tools to change the flat. You know, I'm thankful that I have a car. I'm going to change this flat and I'm going to drive home.
And thankful for the rain because
Yeah.
we're in a drought.
Like, this is just rain, dude. I'm going to change this tire. I'm going to be soaking wet. I'm going to be covered with all this, whatever this is on the ground that I'm going to lay in. But I'm still, I'm not upset.
Yeah,
Flat tires happen,
right.
you know? And people die from flat tires.
Yeah,
I lived.
Dude, that's so good.
you're such good people. And I'm so glad that you were able to come on here today.
I'm thankful too. I'm glad that you guys had me.
I feel like we barely just got to it. Like I feel like there's that potential for a part 2,
Oh,
part
definitely.
5, part
Yeah.
11. We don't know when it's gonna stop. But before we end, I just want to make sure that people are able to get in touch with you.
Oh,
So
yeah,
can you give the people your socials, your contact, and not your social.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
social.
It is.
Your contact info. Where they can find you at.
Anderson Pride on YouTube, Anderson Pride at Instagram. Right now, that's what I got going on right now. So
YouTube, Instagram,
what's that?
YouTube and
Yep,
Instagram.
YouTube and Instagram.
What about like email or website?
I have nope, I don't have a website anymore. Took that down. But just right now, I have to do better with all of those. But right now, I know we got that going on. So
Yeah.
Talk to me now.
man, I need to
making
hire somebody
websites.
to take care of.
Your own life is making websites.
What's that?
So One Life is making websites.
Is he really?
Yeah,
I gotta talk to that guy.
yeah.
But I need somebody that I just give everything to and they take care of it, because we take pictures of everything, and like I said, every weekend we're doing something.
Yeah.
Every weekend we're doing something for one of us, and we just did. You know where Noma is?
Mm-hmm.
We just did
Joy
maybe
Fest?
3 weeks ago. We just did a performance at Noma in full costume for
saw that.
steampunk.
I saw
Nice.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you guys go down to Joy Fest?
My wife did.
Juneteenth?
And next year for steampunk, we're going to perform with a string quartet.
Nice.
That's going to be interesting.
Let me rap.
Yeah. So
Let me rap. I can rap a song with y'all.
we got stuff to do, man. We got projects. We got stuff.
Let's do it. What's up?
It's that
I was
time.
just listening.
Oh.
But we are at that.
So I guess it's that time.
Yep. We're gonna get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Our guest has been Bobby, just Bobby, Bobby at Anderson Pride. Man, thank you again for being a part of this first season. We only had 10 episodes, so we had to be really selective in who we brought in here. And I know there was some confusion with the schedule, but I'm glad that we were able to
Hey,
make this happen.
anything
And
you need, bro.
you came in all dapper down, and you dropped some drip. Nice. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Our Humble Podcast, and we'll see you next time.